overnight, man. So
overnight.
yeah,
So we can live stream. We can do all that now. Again, thank God. Man, it's amazing. A lot of times you see GoFundMe's or things up to help people out, support people, and you love to be a part of that and to support. But then when you need that support, it just
Mhm.
feels so humbling to feel that love
Yeah.
from the body of Christ. And like I said, even from outside, like Apostate Prophet, he shouted us out too. So even from the outside, it's just to feel that support and that love. It's like
Amen.
really humbling, man. We really appreciate everyone, like you especially, and David and everyone else, man.
Absolutely. So yeah, everybody make sure, guys, if you guys have the link to his channel, if you guys can put it sporadically as we go through the stream, please, like, this is one of the channels, guys, that I feel is a must subscribe to. I'm not just saying that, I'm dead serious. Like, with the all the Uthman stuff, this dude was the guy behind the computer that was like, "Hey, Logic, so yeah, this word, this is false right here. Him and Daughter of Christ, this is the typo. Hold on, let me get the books. These are the books that he's misquoting, and this is this website that he this is the what was it that database that he like
Yeah, yep.
doctored up,
He
dude."
doctored it out, man. He thought a footnote was.
Yeah, taught the footnote that was the hadith. He merged the. This dude right here was the detective behind the scenes. He gave me the means to go out and expose Uthman. So Jai Apologetics, it's Jai and DOC, Daughter of Christ. These two people equipped me with the stuff that I can use to expose that devil over there in Balboa Park and run him out of there. So
Praise God, man.
they what I love about Jai is that he teaches so clearly. I was saying this the other day. He teaches so I don't know any Arabic. I don't know a lick of Arabic. The Arabic that I know comes from him, Chloe, Paul Bishop, you know what I'm saying? He teaches me so clearly, so that I can go out literally 2 days later and use it. Literally, that's how it is. So, man,
Amen.
I'm so grateful that God put you in my life, bro. Seriously, I tell you this all
Amen,
the
man.
time, and I'll never stop saying it as long as there's breath in my body. But all right,
Praise God.
so Muslims, you guys see the link? What we're going to be doing here, we're talking about Quran preservation, and we're going to be exposing the Quran differences textually, not dialects, not how you pronounce a word, not any of that good little waffle stuff. We're going to be showing textual differences that change meaning, that change context, and that you yourselves will be able to use when you have your dialogues with Muslims. Okay?
Yes.
So, Jai, go ahead, man. We're following your lead from here
All
on
right.
out. Make sure everybody you like this video, subscribe to Jai and DOC. Subscribe to that channel. That's Jai's channel. Muslims, I put the link so that you guys will be able to come up and engage after we show some stuff. All right. So I see a couple of you guys there waiting. I'll bring you guys up in a little bit.
All right. Thanks so much, man, again. And I see the subs going up already. I mean, you guys in the chat, thank you so much. God bless you all. Thanks for the support. So today, I wanted to go over this topic with you because this is a topic that you and I both love to discuss: preservation of Quran.
Yeah.
And like when I first learned about this topic and when I first started using it, it was mainly in a defense, and I'd only bring it up when a Muslim would talk about criticism of the New Testament, textual tradition, and you guys have these textual variants here and there, and I brought it up in that context, say, well, don't you guys have variants here and variants there, variant readings with this and that? And I started to realize very, very soon, just like you did, that is not just a good defense, but it's also something to lead with.
Yeah.
Because that's a topic that I learned really, really fast that Muslims do not know about. They
Yeah.
keep them real hush about this topic, and they're misled. The worst part is that they're misled on it. It's even worse. So I have a presentation. I understand that we have guests, so Muslims who want to come in. So definitely want to interact with the Muslims. But I do have a presentation, and I was thinking what we could do is go over some slides, and then if Muslims want to come up, interact with this material. That way we can share with the people. This is the information, and this is how you use it, and battlefield tested kind of thing.
Amen.
So
Let's get it. All right. So you ready to bring up that? I see
yeah.
it. All right, perfect. Here you go.
All right. So can you see that?
Yep.
That I know you know who that is.
Musa.
Yes. Yes.
My new
All right.
friend.
So I'm pretty sure you should be able to hear this. Let me know if you can hear this, but this audio here.
And I'm going to end on this. Bruce Metzger,
Yep.
who is a Christian scholar, who is actually one of the members of one of the communities which constructed the Greek New Testament. He's an authority in his field. What does he say? He says, in his book, A Textual Commentary on the Greek New Testament, the second edition, page 11, he mentions, of the approximately 5,000 manuscripts we have today, no two agree exactly in all particulars. A mass of conflicting readings. Editors must decide which variants deserve to be included in the text and which should be relegated to the apparatus. Please don't ever speak to us again about the preservation of the Quran. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Hey, bro, you know how they say, like the new generation, they say, yo, he thought he cooked. He thought he cooked, bro.
That boy he had that up in a high set, boy.
He thought he had something there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to lead with this because I wanted to ask the Christian brothers and sisters, just think about this. How would you respond to this? Now, he made a mistake about Bruce Metzger. He said he constructed the New Testament. He meant to say reconstructed, but we're going to pass on that.
Yeah, we'll just let that go.
Yeah, we'll let that one slide. Okay, but here's the question, though. How would you respond to this? So here you go. You have a Muslim presenting a New Testament scholar saying, hey, look, if you compare any two manuscripts of the New Testament, they're not going to agree with each other 100%. You might just be hearing that for the first time, and especially if you're in the context of hearing that from a Muslim, you might be overwhelmed. Like, okay, I haven't heard that before. That sounds pretty bad. Now, what is he not telling you? This is what he didn't tell you. He didn't tell you that the same scholar, Bruce Metzger, when talking about reconstructing the New Testament, meaning from all the evidences that we have, manuscript, church fathers, everything that we have in terms of evidences of translations of the New Testament, et cetera, that he says that all of the material that we have would be sufficient for reconstruction of partially the entire New Testament.
What?
Same scholar.
No,
same scholar.
No, that part's corrupted.
This part's corrupted, right? So the same scholar is saying this. Now you might be thinking, all right, how do you jive those two together? Because on one hand, he sounds like he's saying, all right, no two manuscripts agree with each other 100%. And then on the other hand, he's saying we can be confident that we can reconstruct practically the entire New Testament from just citations of church fathers alone. That's what this quote is in the context of. He's saying even if we didn't have the New Testament text at all, if it were all destroyed, you know how Muslims always say, hey, you can destroy all the Qurans and we'll recite it and make it again in one night, right?
Yeah.
Look at what he says here. He says that if you were to destroy and just take away all the knowledge we have of the New Testament text, if that was all gone, we could reconstruct it based on the church fathers alone, from their commentaries, from their sermons, etc.
Wow.
Right? So this is what he didn't tell you. And Daniel Wallace, another textual critic, New Testament textual critic, said that we are certain about 99% of the original wording of the New Testament.
Wow.
99%. And you might be thinking, all right, well, what about that other 1%? Is that like, is that important? What's going on with that? So this is from the Gospel Coalition website that kind of put out in a graph. And as you can see, like 70% of the variants are just spelling errors.
Wow.
So in other words, if you take two
New
Testament manuscripts, right? New Testament manuscripts, and you compare them to each other, the reason why they're not going to be 100% identical is because, 70% of the time is because they're just going to have spelling differences. So it's not that one says Jesus is the Son of God and the other one says he's not the Son of God. because that's what Muslims want you to think.
Yeah.
That's what they want you to think when they bring up those quotes or these stats.
Mhm.
So there wasn't actually a standardized spelling of the Greek language in the first century. So if you just think of today, if I were to say, hey, just everyone write out, how are you? But don't do it in like pretend we don't have a standardized way of spelling in English. You could
Mhm.
spell it like on one way, A-R-E, how are you? You could, all these different ways. Technically, you could say none of these agree with each other. They're not virtually agreeing with each other. Just like you could say the New Testament manuscripts, they don't have that 100% agreement.
Yeah.
But no one would walk away thinking like, what does this say? Or what does this mean? You can understand every single one of these, but they're just spelled in different ways.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So Daniel Wallace, he gives this analogy of like a jigsaw puzzle. And he says, look, imagine that we have 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle. And you need all 1,000 pieces to make complete what this, what is this picture is, what this puzzle is.
Mm.
For the New Testament, he says it's like having 1,010 pieces. So it's not that we don't have the 1,000, it's just that we have a couple extras we need to sort through and say, does this one go here or does this one go here?
Mm.
So we have the original in the manuscript tradition.
Mhm.
It's just a matter of through textual criticism and other means to figure out, is this exactly how Mark would have worded it, or is that how John would have worded it, inspired by the Holy Spirit? Is that how they would have worded it?
Yeah.
So it's not that there's a third option, it's in the tradition somewhere.
Yeah. Wow.
So check this out now. I'm going to play a Muslim scholar. Now, this is now we're going to get into our topic here. A Muslim scholar, Haytham Siddiqui, saying the same exact thing, except about the Quran. Check this out.
Wait, before you play that, Jai, I just want to highlight this for a second.
Yes,
we
please
move
do,
on.
bro. Please step
Dude,
in whenever yeah.
We literally have a Dawa guy, right? YouTube channel, quote mining a Christian textual critic, right? And quote mining what he says, misrepresents what he says, and leaves out how the author clarifies what he means by what he's saying, right? And they purposely do that to mislead all of us and they do it convincingly. I got to give it to them.
Yeah,
they do it convincing. They're confident. They show the little text there. And if you're not familiar, let's you don't know what this book is or even who the author is, it can seem intimidating. This is why you take what these guys say with a grain of salt and you go look at it yourself. Don't just even when they show something like go to the book, go to the passage, or ask people about it, because these dudes will lie to your face in front of thousands of people and don't care. They don't care, So I just wanted to highlight that, man, because that's crazy. They do that with the Quran, they do it with the Bible, and they do it with not only their scholars but biblical and historians as well. It's crazy.
Exactly, man. Dawa is deception, and there's no two ways about it. That's what it is.
Yeah. Wow.
They don't actually strive to communicate the truth. They what they want to do is do anything possible to convert you to Islam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They could throw the truth out the window and just as long as they get you in.
Yeah.
So it's very demonic, man.
Wow.
So check this out. So we just heard what Musa Adnan said, right?
Yep.
Listen to what listen to what this Quran scholar says. Check this out. Haytham Siddiqui, check it out.
Essentially, if we start looking at the early manuscripts, and this is a very interesting area of research, there are dozens and dozens of different reading traditions that are documented in these manuscripts where no two are exactly alike.
What?
Oh.
Wait a second, huh? He ain't saying he talking about the Bible. He talking about the Bible.
Yeah, he must be talking about the Bible, right?
He talking about the Bible.
He must be. But those look like Qurans on his shelf, right?
That's tough. Ugh, I don't know. Wow. No two are alike? That sounds like
two.
What?
So you take any two Quran manuscripts up and nope, no two are alike.
Wow.
So whatever conclusion Musa Adnan wants to come to based on what he said, he's going to have to come to that same conclusion based on what this scholar says. When it comes to the Bible, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly, bro. What hypocrisy.
Yeah.
This is insane. Okay. Who is this guy? What's his name?
This is Haytham Siddiqui. Haytham Siddiqui. Sidkey. Siddiqui. Sidkey. Sorry.
Interesting. All right.
Cool. By the way, I'll send you this presentation. You can
Thank you. Thank you, Habib.
Yeah. So now Yasser Qadi, check this out. Now, this is where we go into the deep dive right here.
The guy that helped start it all.
Yes. That was just kind of like a preliminary, like, let's get us started. Like, what kind of claims do we hear? Let's get into it now. This is where we're gonna get into a lot of information, but we're gonna pause and have Muslims interact, Lord willing, with the information that we present, and hopefully it will be useful and we can use it in our discussions with them. All right, so we're gonna get into this as our topic here, the variant Qurans, right? This is what we're discussing. So we have in the back here our sister Hatun's Qurans, sister Hatun Tosh. She's got some Qurans in the background. Check it out. These are all different. They're all numbered and different. I think she's up to 37. Last I checked, she's up to 37. This is not a current count, but this is just a bunch of them right here. So, I'm not going to go through all of these, but we've heard these claims. You could take it from a video or you could take it from a book. Either way, these guys are saying there's only one Quran. It hasn't been altered, edited. We've all heard that, right? This is like the thing that every Muslim is taught growing up. And if you're even if you're not a Muslim, they're trying to convert you, this is what you're going to be taught. They say same throughout the world. You can go to any part of the world and you're going to hear the same Quran.
Exactly the same, word for word, letter for letter.
Exactly. That's what they say. No matter where you go, you can go to Russia, you go to China, you go to America, you go to Canada, anywhere, it's all going to be the same. That's what they claim. They say not even a dot. Not even a dot.
Not even a dot is different, man.
Not even a dot is different.
Right. Man, I'm telling you right now, when I found this out, Jai, when you guys showed me this stuff, I was mind blown. Not really at the level of textual differences in the Quran, but at the lies. Like
exactly,
they lied for years, man.
Years.
Like it was a convincing one, because nobody had access to this information yet.
Exactly.
So, they can say this for a long time. In an era of ignorance where no one can really combat what they're saying, or if they combat it, they can't really show it offhand like that. So it's just when the lies was uncovered about this topic, my mind was blown. And I tell you, man, I was excited. I was excited, boy, I tell you.
and what's crazy is, and let's just play this clip real quick from Yasser Qadi. We showed him earlier. Check this out.
There's only one Quran. There are no various versions or whatnot. It's one standard copy of the Quran across the Muslim world.
That's right. That's a standard claim, right? That's what they say.
Yeah.
Now, we all know that he lies and he actually tells the truth sometimes. So right now he's lying because he's got a Christian audience, non-Muslim audience. He's trying to convince them, look, there's only one Quran. There's no variants throughout the world. There never has been any differences, et cetera, et cetera. So let's get into the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is that there are different Qurans. There's variant Qurans. And I kind of broke this up into like umbrellas. You can branch it out into different ways.
Yeah.
And there's even more that you can add on to here. But I just for the sake of this presentation, I wanted to get into these different kind of areas. Like, so variant Qurans, you have companions. Different companions of Muhammad had different Qurans. Okay. They had different wordings. Some of them had more chapters. Some had less chapters. They had different Qurans. You have the manuscript evidence. And the manuscript evidence is relatively, it's close to the Islamic tradition, apart from one manuscript that they found in Yemen that really kind of destroyed a lot of what Muslims told us about the Quran, and it debunked a bunch of myths. And then you have this thing called ahruf. What is that? Ahruf is it's an Arabic term. Literally, ahruf means letters in Arabic, but that's not what it means in the hadith. So because Muslims don't know what that means in Arabic, they don't translate it in English, because how are they going to translate it into English if they don't know what it means? So there was a Western scholar, what Muslims call an Orientalist, like someone who is outside of Islam, studying Islam in Western universities and specializes in it, but they're not a Muslim and they're critical of Islam. And to the Muslims, they're critical of Islam. From their view, they're just trying to be truthful with the evidence.
Yeah.
Arthur Jeffrey came up with this term as a translation for ahruf, and he said it means modes. Okay, so we can work with that modes. Like,
Okay.
you know, they say there's 7 ahruf, he says there's 7 modes. Okay,
Mm.
we'll work with that. And then you have this last category here called qira'at, which is these modern readings of the Quran that I showed earlier on the screen. You had a bunch of different versions of it that you have access to today. So if I go to a bookstore that sells Qurans, I can get different versions of it based on the reading tradition.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, like I said, this can go into deeper categories too, because you have what's called a canonical reading and a non-canonical reading.
Life, you taking notes? You hear that? Canonical reading and non-canonical readings.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my only argument. That's all I got. That's where I stop. I just read one paragraph from Keep These Smalls and close it. Is Jai Logic?
Hey, I'm gonna need to make that my intro, man. You got a good
Hey, yeah.
voice.
Oh shoot, that's good.
So we're gonna try to keep it interesting and exciting, but a lot of this stuff is kind of like you got to dig into it. But trust me, if you get this stuff down, you can use this in your witness and you can debunk the claims that Muslims make about the Quran.
Mm-hmm.
So real quick, a canonical reading is just something that's been instituted by an Islamic government in some period of history. So they've taken a reading and they say, look, this is we sanction this, we institute it, and this is what you are allowed to read, and this is what you must read in your prayers. You can't divert from what this text is.
Yeah.
And they've done that with a number of different readings of the Quran. Non-canonical are readings of the Quran that Muslims can utilize, they can use, but they can't pray with them. They can't do ritual prayers and things like that with them.
Mm.
And so they're not considered, in some way, they're not as authoritative in some regards. But
Imagine that, guys. A Quran that is not as authoritative as another.
yeah,
Imagine that. Wow.
exactly.
Mm.
And even when it comes to the topic of ahruf, you have, is there 1?
Mm.
Are there 3? Are there 7? And that is a huge mystery because Muslims don't even know what the term means. So to give a number to it, it's like that even adds more confusion.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. So I have I don't know how long this clip is. I hope it's not too long, but let me just play this and see if this is the one that we want to use. If not, I can skip it. But check this out now. Yasser Khali, let's check what he says here.
Every single student of knowledge knows, who studies Ulum al-Quran, that the most difficult topics are ahruf and qira'at, and the concept of ahruf and the reality of ahruf and the relationship of the Uthmanic Mus'haf with the ahruf and the preservation of the ahruf. Is it 1? Is it 3? Is it 7? And the relationship of the qira'at to the ahruf. This is a topic that when you're the beginning student of knowledge, you're like, what is all of this going on here? When you go a little bit more, you learn to simply memorize what your teachers say and regurgitate it out. You don't comprehend.
Yeah.
When you do a deep dive,
Mhm.
is when things get very, very awkward and difficult. And this isn't new. The Sahaba. In the Sahih or the Hasan Hadith of Ubay bin Ka'b,
We'll get into this hadith
hadith
too.
of the ahruf, that when the Prophet mentioned the issue of ahruf and that there are different ahruf and whatnot, this is in the version of Muslim Imam Ahmad. Ubay bin Ka'b says, authentic hadith, فَدَخَلَ فِي نَفْسِي شَكْ. In my heart, a doubt came that I hadn't had about Islam since the days of Jahiliyyah.
Ooh.
This is not a joke, brothers and sisters. The issue of ahruf and qira'at caused confusion to somebody whom the Prophet said, if you want to listen to the Quran directly, listen to Ubay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Average Sahabi. He is the Qari of the Quran. He is the master. He is who he is. And he goes, فَدَخَلَ فِي نَفْسِي شَكْ. What is all of this stuff?
Yeah. So
Wow.
I couldn't have said it better. I couldn't have said it better. You want to unpack that a little bit? Because
yes.
Right, he's saying like this is the most difficult topic.
Wow.
This topic that we're covering right now. Now, when they say difficult, what they mean is we want you to stay away from it. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna dive into it.
We're gonna get right into this thing. Guys,
So what's your take on that? What you think?
Yeah, let's think about what Dr. Yasser Qadi, the scholar, Muslim scholar, just said, he said that one of the people that Muhammad knew, and not just knew, but that he pointed to and said, if you want to learn the Quran, learn it from him.
Yep.
There's 4 of these people that he pointed to, right, Jai?
That's right.
There's
That's right.
4 of these. So one of these people, is this Cobb?
This is Ubay ibn Ka'b. Yeah. This is
Ubay ibn Ka'b. Ubay ibn Ka'b, one of the guys that Muhammad said, learn the Quran from this dude. He admitted when he saw these variants and these differences in the Qurans, he said, what is all of this? It sparked a doubt within him since his days of ignorance about Islam.
Yes.
Wow.
So that it was a guy this deep in Islam, this close to Muhammad, had a doubt highlighted within him because of the differences in the Quran, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough.
That's
I
tough.
thought that was all in unison, man. I thought it was all, it's so simple and easy, and come on now,
perfectly
man.
preserved, man.
That's what they say. That's what he said, right? He
That's
said
what
that.
he said.
Yeah.
Not
then when
one letter, not one dot. You
Yep.
know, it's here, man.
Wow.
And then you get the deep dive, and now you talking about some, man. What we doing, bro?
What we doing here, man?
What we doing, bro?
Wow.
Yeah. And so what do you think about the different levels that he talked about? I mean, we've experienced those people, right? On all 3 of those levels.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
All
like,
3 of them.
yeah, at the beginner level, you just don't know what is going on. You get more advanced, you still don't know what's going on, but you just regurgitate what's being said. Then when you get up there, you get advanced, you're like, nah, this is not.
What's crazy about it is, I'm glad you showed it. You showed the clip of Yasser Qadi when he was in front of a Christian audience.
Yep.
Telling, and guys, I don't know if you guys saw it, but it looked like maybe some type of conference that James White was at, and so there's an audience there. There's a live audience.
Actually, at a church. It was actually
at a church. So it's at a church. You got an audience there where Yasser Qadi is telling the Christian audience and James White that there's one standard Quran all across the world. It's exactly the same. There are no variants. There's no variant Qurans in front of the Christian audience.
Yep.
But then later on, we catch him saying, yes, there's different variants. Yes, this topic is difficult, that it will even cause doubt. It caused doubt to even one of the companions of Muhammad, who he said you should learn the Quran from. It's that dangerous of a subject.
Exactly.
That's deep, man.
That's
deep.
Right. And so and by the way, that interview was deleted. Muslims deleted that interview.
Yeah.
Because of the damage that was causing. So this is how it first started. Muhammad Hijab had him on his channel, Yasser Qadi on his channel. They did the interview. All of a sudden, comment section gets disabled. And then the video gets edited. That part of that video where they did that specific part, like a half hour or so on this topic, that got edited out. Eventually, the whole thing just got deleted.
Yeah. That's crazy. Make sure you guys are taking notes on this, man, because this is rewatch value. Make sure that you're taking notes, because remember, we're not just here doing this just for the fun of it. We are here equipping. We're equipping and sharpening ourselves and you so that you can go out in the field and share this information, because too many people are going out having conversations with Muslims and are not equipped to engage them on such stuff and catch them in these little lies that they just regurgitate, from people they've heard and stuff like that. So make sure you got your notebooks out, you're writing notes, rewind if you have to, and make sure you're getting every word that Jai presents and the sources, scholar names, page numbers, get it all so that you're ready. When they say, where you got this from, you can quote. All right. So that's what we're doing. Let's get it, man.
100%. By the way, like I said, I'm gonna give these slides to Godlogic and to Life as well. Anyone who wants to, you guys can take screenshots. You guys can use it. Whatever you do, just don't sell it. Just don't sell it.
Don't sell it for a small price, man.
Hey, man, this thing going like hotcakes, John.
Why are you talking like you from Texas or something?
Man, I just told you I just woke up, bro. got
So
that-
when you wake up, you get more soul in you. I get it.
I got that deep voice, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate all the new subs coming in too. I see it is going up like I think since I came on, it came up like 200 subs. Like
That's
this,
incredible.
so thank you all so much for the support. God bless you all.
You over 1,000 already. That's dope.
Yeah, man.
Everybody subscribe to Jia and DOC. The links are in the comment section. I forgot to put the link in the description in this video, but I'm gonna do that in a second. But yeah, go ahead, Jai. I'm actually handle that. Go ahead and continue.
All right, so I want to go into Muslim scholars, the classic scholars, and modern scholars, as well as the Western scholars. So this is a quote here from a Western scholar. Muslims will call these guys Orientalists, and what they're saying, they're using that term to try to discredit them or make it sound like that these guys are just out to, they're Islamophobes. They're just trying to attack the religion. They're not really into the truth. Whatever they want to do, these guys present scholarship and they come to their own conclusions. So they poke holes in the Islamic narrative, and that's what Yasser Qadhi was actually talking about. He was saying that these Western academics, that these guys are poking holes and they're using Muslim sources doing so. So here's a scholar. His name is Marijn van Putten, and he's a Dutch scholar, and he writes in his book on the language of the Quran, before he gets into discussing what is this classical language of Arabic, what is this language of the Quran, what language, how do we classify this language? He says, well, when we discuss what language of the Quran, what is that language? He says he said, I'll quote here, we should in turn ask ourselves, which Quran? So if you want to talk about the language of the Quran, you need to ask which Quran are you talking about? So this is it. And this is what Muslims lie about. They try to deceive you about, but here we are. We're trying to give you guys the information to equip you, like Godlogic said, to give you guys these sources so you can show them, no, actually, you're saying this, but your scholars say this, and other scholars say this outside of your tradition, but these guys are using your sources.
Wow. And who is that guy again? What's his name?
That's it's a Dutch name, so I always mess it up, but I think you pronounce it Marijn van Putten. Got it in the book here. But yeah, so that's his book. His book's called Quranic Arabic. By the way, it's available for free. You can go to they have it on Braille. You just download it and you can get there if you're interested in the language of the Quran for whatever reason. But I just happened to read this part of it when I was going through his book, and I was like, yeah, I gotta use that.
That's great.
Yeah, so here is the hadith here about the ahruf, about these different modes of the Quran. Now, before we get into this, I want to say that whenever we talk about this topic with Muslims, whenever we bring this topic up, the first thing that they usually do is they usually deny it. They say, no, there's no such thing as another Quran. There's no variant readings, none of that. Then when you present them with evidence, they go back, they do some research, or they just Google it, whatever it is that they do, and they come back to you and say, actually, no. These were revealed to Muhammad because of this hadith right here. So actually, when you hear a Muslim doing that and they're trying to say that the readings that they have today are these ahruf that the hadith mentions, their scholars say otherwise. Their scholars say that they're not the same thing. And I'm going to get into that in more detail, but that's just a side note, just so people, in case you've heard that before, you can call a Muslim out and say, actually, these modern variant readings that you have today, they're not the same thing as the ahruf, not the same thing. So that's what Muslims try to say, but it's not true. Their scholars say that's not the case.
Hold on, John. We got a jizya payment right here by a Muslim.
Uh-oh.
You frozen, Logic.
I'm frozen.
Yeah, your camera might have died or something.
No, we good. I'm right here. Well, whatever.
Is that me? Oh, okay. Never mind. No, that's me. I got something up. Never mind.
Yeah, it's you. Your camera corrupted. So you got Latif here who paid the jizya, ladies and gentlemen. He says, this is a joke. The Prophet revealed the Quran in 7 different qira'at.
Oh, and he made a mistake. That's the mistake. I was just talking about that mistake.
And then you have differences of vowels, John. Come on.
Wow.
That
Wow.
is not
Wow.
the same as mistakes in the Bible. So
Mm.
this is what we're doing here, my friend. You can come up. The link is right there. It's pinned in the comment section.
Come teach us, Aki.
You can come and you can refute everything that Jai is saying and presenting here. If he is a liar, go ahead and come and cook him,
Please
man.
do. Please come up.
cook them. All right. So yeah, thanks for the jizya payment though. We don't want to mislead anybody. So come on up and share the truth in front of 1,500 people. All right, continue. Go ahead, Jai.
All right. So let's interact with that comment that he made real quick because it's actually relates to this hadith right here.
All
So
right.
actually, I didn't see this comment, but this is exactly what I was warning people against. That when Muslims say that these different readings of the Quran, the Qur'at that we have today, that these are the same thing as the ahruf, you can direct them to their scholars who say, and this is not me saying it, their scholars say it's only the ignorant masses who confuse those two things. So we're not calling you that, Latif, but that's what your scholars say. They
That's
say that, yeah. And we'll get into why Muslims make that mistake. And it's an easy mistake to make if you just have a couple basic things, but when you get a little deeper into it, you see, oh no, they're not the same thing, and here's why. But we'll get into it. So
Nice.
this is the hadith here, and there's about 20 different versions of this hadith, believe it or not. And sometimes you have different characters mentioned. Like this one, it has Omar and Hisham. Other ones you have like Ubay, like the one that Yasser Qadi referenced.
Yeah.
Well, Muslims accept them, and they say, "Oh no, these just happen at different times." But what Western scholars will probably be like, just be like, or scholars outside of the Islamic tradition will probably say that maybe there was an event, something like this, but they didn't know who it was, so they attributed it to these people on this time and other people another time. But it wasn't like 50 different events or 20 different events, like how you have it presented in the sources, 20 different times. So here's how the story goes. You have Omar and Hisham reciting. He's hearing Hisham reciting Surat al-Furqan. He's hearing him recite this chapter of the Quran, and it's different than how Omar learned it from Muhammad. So it says that he caught him by his cloak at the neck, like he grabbed him up, like he choked him, and he brought him to Muhammad. And he said to him, I heard this man, Hisham, I heard him reciting Surah Al-Furqan in a different manner from that which you taught me to recite it. So Muhammad said, all right, let's solve it then. So he said, okay, recite it. And then he recited it. Hisham recited it. And then he said to Omar, okay, now you recite it. And then he recited it. And then Muhammad said, that's how it was revealed. Both times, in both ways. And so then he ends it by saying that the Quran was revealed in 7 ahruf, 7 modes. Okay. So this is the hadith that Yasser Qali was talking about when Ubay heard this caused him doubt. This is it right here. I could only find it in Arabic, but I have the key translation part on the top.
Yeah.
It goes a little bit further in the Arabic. It doesn't just say he had doubt in his heart, but it also says he has denial as well. So when he heard about this, that there's different Qurans, it says that he had doubt and denial in his heart. Wow. And he said that this is so much worse than I ever had before I even was a Muslim.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned earlier, this is one of the guys. This is like the master of the Quran.
Yeah.
He's the go-to guy, right?
Wow.
And so then you have another hadith here saying it was revealed in 3 ahruf. Okay, so just more confusing. We won't get too deep into it. You go to different Muslim scholars and they explain this in different ways, but usually what you'll hear from Muslims is that this is just a tribal thing. There's different Arabic dialects, that different tribes have different dialects. And so that's why you have the Quran in these different ways, because they spoke a little differently. So a modern Islamic scholar, Yassin Dutton, he's quoting a more classical Islamic scholar, Ibn Jazari, and said that this tribal explanation doesn't work, doesn't make sense. Why? Because Omar and Hisham disagreed about the same chapter, but they're both from Quraysh. So they disagreed about it, but they were both from the same tribe. Therefore, they spoke the same dialect. So whatever the difference between ahruf was, it wasn't dialect differences. So there's something deeper into it. Because they're from the same tribe, they spoke the same dialect. And when you have Muslim scholars asking questions about this hadith, I have one scholar here from Saudi Arabia. His name is Abdul Aziz Al Qari, and he said that he spent more than 10 years asking questions about this hadith. More than 10 years. And then he went to one of their master teachers. He's Sheikh Ash-Shankiti.
Yeah.
And he said to him, what conclusion did you come to based on this hadith? And he said, I quote here in the bottom, the conclusion I have reached is that I do not know what it means.
Wow. 10 years, huh?
10 years. And then he went to his master, his teacher. He doesn't know. He's like, I don't know. That's my conclusion. I don't know.
Wow.
And so, Islam Q&A addresses this, and they say that the scholars mentioned nearly 40 different opinions concerning this matter.
That's a consensus.
40 different opinions.
And this is 40 different opinions on the 7 different readings, right?
The 7 ahruf, yeah. Whatever ahruf means, that they have 4 different opinions on what that means. Yep.
So simple.
Now check it out. Check out this clip here from Yasser Qadi. Listen to this. Check this out.
What is the ahruf and what is the relationship of the qira'at with the ahruf? Yes. Now, this is one of the most complicated and dense questions that ulama have written about. As-Suyuti lists 40 opinions in Al-Itqan, right? Ash-Shawkani also lists them. The teacher of our teachers, Sheikh Shanqiti, the one who wrote Adwa al-Bayan, right? He was asked, what is your opinion about the ahruf? And he said, my opinion about the ahruf is that I don't have an opinion. This is a Shanqiti. He's so confused.
So confused.
Smart man. Smart man. My opinion is I don't have an opinion. MashaAllah.
That's it, man. That's it.
Wow.
And so when it comes to Western scholarship on this topic, like when I say Western scholarship, I just mean scholars that are outside of the Islamic tradition. They're just kind of looking in from the outside and they're trying, or actually, you know what? You can have Western scholars that are Muslims as well, but they use different methods to critique or to accept Islamic things. So it says Western scholarship. This is Shadi Nasser here. In regards to this hadith about the 7 ahruf, they're trying to figure out what does it mean. It says that they didn't actually devote much attention to it, but one of the famous, Western scholars on this topic, Noldeke, said that he basically chalked it up to saying that Muhammad had a hard time remembering what he said, so he would just say it in different ways.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like that's how they take it. So Muslims will say that, okay, Gabriel came and, Gabriel recited it to him in all these different ways. Looking at it from the outside, these scholars are saying, well, it looks like he just forgot what he said, and then he would just say it in a different way. And then he would say, okay, yeah, that's all the Quran. That's how it's revealed. He's just kind of being forgetful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. See, because that was my initial issue with, the claim of 7 different readings. So I'm like, did Muhammad recite the Quran 7 times over? Every verse over? I'm confused. What do you mean 7 different readings? It was revealed to him that many times? What's going on?
Exactly.
Wow. So this guy right here, how do you say this? Noldek?
Oh yeah. Noldeke is one. I think that's how you pronounce it. These are like German. A lot of these guys are like German or Dutch. They have like these. I'm not sure familiar with their names, but the guy who's writing about this, his Shadi Nasser. I'm not sure if he's a Muslim or not, but he's really good on these topics. I recommend his works.
And who is he academically?
He Shadi Nasser academically, he's a professor at Harvard, and he teaches Islamic studies. He teaches in the Near Eastern department, so he's got this topic of anything you want to know about preservation or canonization of the Quran. He's one of the go-to guys. So he's good.
And who made this statement here?
That's Shadi Nasser. Yeah, Shadi Nasser saying that.
Shadi, how do you spell that?
That is Shadi it's like shady, like Shady, and then Nasser is Nasser. So now he has books on this topic, but they're like crazy expensive because it's like they're made for like libraries, and so they want to up the price so the libraries pay a lot for them. But you can access them, you know, through a library or something like that if you don't want to spend crazy money on them. But his book it's really good on these topics. And so yeah, so he has this chart here that we're going to kind of go down, and then we're going to get into examples of these, you know, variants and differences. We're just gonna. I kind of was, when I was creating these slides, I was thinking like, what's a systematic way to go about this? And I was like, well, I don't need to reinvent the wheel. I can just kind of use these things that people have done before, but then kind of mix them together with other information. And this is how I felt would be like a good kind of, you know, overview of the Quran, preservation, variants, and things like that. So it goes into these, you know, by the way, if we have Muslims, are they like typing in the private chat or anything? Do they
Yeah, they talking mess, man. They ready to get at you.
They ready to come? All right, why don't we
They piling in, man.
Yeah, why don't we take some Muslims then, and let's see what they have to say, and then we'll come back.
For sure. So all right. So I'm gonna bring you up in your order that you've come in. Muawth ibn Jabal, you are first. I need you to show your camera so that I know that you're a real person and not a troll. So show your camera. Everybody that's gonna come up or try to come up, I need you to show your camera so I can see your face, so that I know that you're a real person and not a troll. So if you do not show your camera within the next 30 seconds, you'll be removed. All right, Tox, I see you. Thank you so much. Just waiting for you, Ibn Jabal. Doesn't take a minute. HD Movie Net, I need to see your camera as well. King Cobra, I need to see your camera.
Well, bro, I just want to say we're up to 1,400 right now on the subs.
Oh, really? Oh. Yeah, let's get to 2,000, man. Let's get Jia DOC to 2,000 subscribers, man. It's like literally should be easy.
Yeah, man, we got lots of people. So just in case you guys didn't hear the beginning, what happened was the channel that we were doing live streams on, we had all these videos on, like I think it's like 600 plus videos, maybe like thousands of hours of live streams. Unfortunately, Muslims did some false copyright strikes, so we think we might have a chance to get it back. But in case we don't, we have a backup channel, and we want to get it up, let people know where we're at. So if you guys want to subscribe, it's Jia and DOC. DOC is Daughter of Christ, and you might hear her come up on the stream. I don't know if Muslims want to come up and talk about Arabic, this or that. We might have to bring Daughter of Christ in too, but we can address them. But yeah, if you guys could subscribe, we really appreciate that. These are new channels, so we lost a lot of you know, subscribers, of course, from the old channel. But yeah,
for sure. All right, so Ibn Jabal, can you put a thumbs up for me? Ibn Jabal, put a thumbs up for me in the camera. Do it again because I couldn't see. You had a glitch. Put a thumbs up for me in the camera. All right. All right, come on up. I'm gonna bring you on up. Welcome.
Hi. Well, first of all, a lot of lies have been said, and let me make it very clear. I have no intention to speak with Jay because he's a filth Arab. I have no.
Are you a clean Arab, or what are you?
No intention. So I will speak directly with you. First of all,
wait, hold on, bro. So this is how this is going to go. All right. Some points have been presented. Do you want to say anything towards the points that was said? And if so, the person that's going to respond to you is going to be the filthy Arab here, Jai.
Boom.
Right?
And can we remind him that his prophet was Arab? I mean,
I don't know. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he wasn't speaking Arabic.
Maybe not.
That's who you talking to, man.
You don't want to respond. You don't want to respond yourself, right?
No. I relinquish.
Why is the one presenting all of this evidence?
Yeah, I relinquished this time.
You still didn't memorize the lies, right?
Ibn Jabal, I relinquished. If you're saying that lies were presented, then address the person who
was just talking the
lies.
most. Right. Like 90% of this stream has been Jai talking.
Yeah.
He's the one who you're claiming is a liar. You need to address him.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So, first of all, Assalamu ala man ittaba al-huda, and not every one of you. I have no intention to say salam for everyone.
Why not?
Why? Because you have made it very clear that you don't respect my religion, so I don't respect you. That's clear. Maybe I would have respect another one that's have nothing to do with Christians. I can respect other Christians or other non-Muslims.
No, you can't. Your God says not to. But I appreciate you for being a real Muslim. Like, I actually respect that. I respect the fact that you are.
I don't respect you because you don't respect me.
I do respect you. I just don't respect Muhammad or your Allah. That's all.
No, you don't. No, that's me. You don't respect me.
Your Allah and Muhammad.
That's the when you don't respect my beliefs. And actually, it's stupid. You mean because you are disrespecting your God because God.
Yo, you see what this guy's doing, bro?
Yeah,
so anyway, let's go to the topic.
Divert,
insults, complaints, cries. Do you have a point that you need to make, or can I move on?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you are not letting me speak. For sure, I have.
We're letting you speak. Go ahead and get it out, man. Refute this dirty Arab here that you call a dirty Arab. Refute him.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I will start with the Quran, then I will go to the Bible because there is like a million difference. So it would be.
We're gonna do one point at a time. So, what is the point that you want to address that Jai raised? That was a lie. What did he lie about?
Okay, let's start with this. When we Muslims say that the Quran is preserved letter for letter, word for word, and we mean it, and we will always say it, because it's from the start. When you say, for example, Mus'haf of Warsh or Hafs, Warsh from the start was the same as now, so it's preserved 100%. When you say Hafs, it's the same thing. And there is 7 or 10 qira'at, and there is another shawad, which means that they are very few qira'at that have never been used as authentic. So those will never be in take. But the 10 qira'at, they are famous now and all have been used. They are preserved from the start. And all of them was revealed to the Prophet. And why? How I can prove that? Okay, I will give you the hadith. I think you have already presented that hadith, but I will give it again. Because you can present the same argument, but be disingenuous about it. So let me bring the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad talking to the angel, talking about Jibreel giving him the 7 ahruf.
Okay, so before you continue, while you look for that reference, do you think that the ahruf are the qira'at? Do you think that?
The ahruf and the qira'at, there is 2 arguments about it. There is who say that the qira'at and the ahruf are the same thing, and this is most of them saying that.
Most the other they are the same thing.
Yeah, most of them say that the qira'at and the ahruf are the same. The other what they say that from the ahruf, one harf have many qira'at, and it's about the dialect. So there is 2.
So it is about dialect.
It's the most of the same, like most of the scholars say. And by the way, you never quoted one single scholar. Yasir Qadi is not scholar. Muhammad Hijab is not scholar. Yasir Qadi is not scholar. You have never quoted any scholar.
You didn't quote a single scholar, man. I agree.
Have you quoted Ibn al-Baz? Have you quoted al-Uthaymeen? Have you quoted?
Did you see me quote Ashanqiti? Is he a scholar?
Shanqiti is not in the degree of those.
Did I quote Ibn Jazari?
Did I quote Ibn Jazari? Yasir Qadi, and you focused about Yasir Qadi, and he's not in any way or shape or form a scholar.
Did I quote Ibn Jazari?
Yasir Qadi, you focused 70% of your talk was.
Well, he asked you a very direct question.
He's not an Arab.
Hey Jai, go ahead and ask him one more time. Maybe he'll answer it this time.
Yeah. Did I quote Ibn Jazari?
I didn't hear all your filth. So
how are you coming up and you're saying
I didn't watch all what you have.
Interesting.
So I quoted Ibn Jazari saying, refuting what you just said. Actually, Ibn Jazari, I can put it back up on the screen.
Yeah. If you want,
He refutes just what you just said now.
You know,
that when you say that the ahruf are just dialects.
no. Let me present my.
Hold on a second.
No. I will not hold on with you.
Yeah, you hold on.
You already.
Yeah, you're gonna hold on. You're gonna be muzzled.
hold
You're gonna hold on and know your place. You're the Demi on this channel, boy. So, go ahead, Jai. What did you say?
So, look,
So now you're muting me.
when we go to his,
I'm gonna mute you because you're not gonna overtalk the dirty Arab. The dirty Arab has rights over you. Go ahead, Jai.
By the way, I'm gonna refute everything that he said, but I'll let.
I didn't present my argument. How we can refute?
Okay,
just
now
said
you're
you
going to be
explained.
shutting up. We're gonna bring you up when I feel like bringing you up. I might put somebody else in front of you if I feel like it. Go ahead, Jai.
All right. So it sounds to me like he knows Arabic. So I want to put something on the screen here real quick. And maybe he can come back and read this. I don't know. I don't think he will. He doesn't sound like he's being cooperative. But I have a book here. Let me see. Okay, good. I have a book here, and this is from As-Suyuti. And what he quotes here, he quotes a scholar saying that people who confuse, I'm just going to tell you what he's saying here, that people who confuse the 7 qira'at with the hadith about the 7 ahruf, he says that this is the people of ignorance. These are for the ignoramuses. So what he just said, the 2 points that he just said, he said that they say either one of 2 things. He said that they say that it's dialects, or they also say that these are the same thing. Well, when we look at it, and we look at what his scholars say, they say no, these are the ignorant Muslims who say that these are the same thing. And we didn't get into the reasons for that yet, but we can get into it.
Yeah. Now, so I'm gonna let him back up, but I want everybody to know. No, keep that up, Jai.
Oh, you want that up? Okay,
yeah. Because we're gonna have him read it, and we're gonna have him admit to what it says. We're gonna just gonna have him read it. So I just want everybody to notice what is happening. Notice Jai presented points, quoted scholars, brought quotes and sources, showed it on the screen for everyone to see. This Jahil, this ignoramus, came up on the stage. The first thing that he does is insult Jai by calling him a dirty Arab and saying, I will not speak to the dirty Arab. I'm only going to speak to you, host.
Wow.
That's what he did when he first came up. Full of emotions, full of anger, with no arguments, has yet to make an argument. So
and he doesn't want to speak with the person making the actual argument.
Doesn't want to speak with the person who quoted the stuff in Arabic, who can say the names, but he wants to talk to me. You know, look, Jai can pass it to me if he wants, but this ain't my time right now. My time has not yet come. Okay?
And I want to say this too. This popped up. I was gonna wait. Because I'm a mod here. It just popped straight up. But I was gonna say, hey man, you gotta put some respect on Yasser Qadhi's name, man. You can't just take scholarship from people when you guys feel like it. This man is a scholar, bro. You can't just come up here. Yasser Qadhi is not a scholar, dude. All over the internet, he's quoted as a scholar. It's literally the first thing that pops up when you search up this man. So Muslims can't just come up here and just say people aren't a scholar. And then to see, like what Jai said earlier, all they are about is spreading doubt. That's it. I'm going to come up here, I'm going to say something, and I'm not going to fact check it. I'm going to just say it. So all of the Muslims that are in here listening that heard him say Yasser Qadhi is not a scholar, doesn't really care to fact check it. Now all of a sudden Yasser Qadhi is just thrown out. Nothing that he says matters anymore. Why? Because he's not a scholar. In fact, he is a scholar. So stop coming up here lying and not knowing what you're talking about. Muslims, you got to stop doing that. The first thing you come up here is denounce everything a person said, and then you don't even substantiate any of that.
All right.
Go ahead, Jai.
Yeah, so come on up, man. We're going to have you read this, and I want you to read it proud and loud, all right? Don't come up insulting. The only thing that you need to do is read this. Just read, man. That's what's all we do, Jai? What's the only thing we do here?
We just read. That's all
we just read. So we
remember his claim. Remember his claim.
That's all we do,
the majority
man.
of them believe. The majority of them believe. The majority of scholars believe that the.
I mean, you are bringing me up, but he.
All right.
Did not speak, all right?
So go ahead and read. Read.
You told me to present an argument. I'm gonna read my
go
argument.
Go ahead and read this.
So basically, you want me to read what you want, and you want me to
I
present
want
at
you
the
to,
same time my
read it
argument.
because you said he didn't quote
makes sense.
scholars. You said he didn't quote scholars. So please read.
No, I'm going to quote scholars.
Yalla, go ahead, just read it.
No, I'm reading my arguments.
No,
not
no,
yours.
read
Coward.
this.
You're a
Read
coward.
this.
You're a coward.
I just sent also the link. I just sent it.
You're a coward. You're a
Yeah,
coward.
so you don't want me to speak my argument, right?
Read.
You want to lie to people.
Read. We need Jabril in here, bro. I think we need
Iqra.
Jabril in here.
Iqra.
Gotta do. Hey, do the
Yes.
central. Hey, hit the central on him, Avery. Hit the central.
Iqra. Iqra.
Iqra.
Iqra. Iqra. Go. Aki, go. Iqra. Yalla. Iqra.
Okay. I sent the link.
Iqra.
I sent the link.
Khalas Aki,
I'm
Iqra.
gonna read from my link that I sent. So you
Aki,
don't-
khalas. Aki,
Read from
khalas. Iqra.
you want me to read your argument or my
Yeah,
argument?
read this. Read this first.
No. I read my argument.
No, read
Get outta
this.
here.
He
Get
gotta
outta here.
go. Yeah,
Oh,
he gotta go.
Dirt scum. Get out of here. Get out of here. You're a coward. And so this is what it is, guys. Because I don't really have time for this. Because I think that what you guys are doing, you guys have a plan to maybe halt and waste time so that we can't present as much facts as we can. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna waste any more time. When you
Okay.
come up here, when you guys come on the stage, you're going to come up, present the argument, and you're going to deal with what is on the panel. You're going to deal with what is on the stage. If not, you're out of here. You're not wasting my time, Jai's time, or Life's time, or the time of 2,000 people. But I do appreciate you showing the real Islam. I do. This is the only reason why dogs like that get as much time on my panel as they do, because I get to display how real Muslims are. Not the cotton candy Skittle Muslims that are friends with
Right.
Christians and Jews and buddy. And no, those are the bad apples. That what we just saw is an example of a good Muslim. That was a good Muslim.
That's right.
Yup.
Okay.
What you say, Dawah mean, Jai?
Yeah, exactly. Deception.
That's all he wanted to read. Let me read the deception, man. That's it. I don't want to read my demise. I want to read the deception.
Exactly.
All right. So HD Movie Net, you're up next. So please come up, address an argument that was presented. Do not waste my time, or you're gonna be gone. HD Movie Net, you're up.
Yo, what's up, guys?
What's up?
Oh, what you're doing? Hey, Godlogic, you can hear me?
We can hear you just
We
fine,
hear
bro.
you.
Oh, okay, nice. Give me a minute, please.
All right.
Okay, guys. Hey, just to be honest, Logic, you know, always watching you. I've seen you have debated many guys like I am the Warner, Sheikh Odman, all those guys, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're doing what you're doing, but I'm a Muslim, you know, and I got respect for you for sure. But I want to talk about you about some facts, real facts. Not only push me in the corner and start telling me judge this and judge that. You know, if you're really that smart, you have to do that first about the Bible, and you're gonna know how many contradictions there are in there and things that doesn't make sense. So, you know, and the Quran is something very powerful. You have nothing against it, so you're always going to need the hadith to break the Muslims to look bad. And some lot of people, they don't know what you're talking about, so they get scared. And they, you know, so, but I know what the reality is. And therefore, I want to talk about you. If you give me 5 minutes, I think I'm good with what I got to say. So, in the
You
end
need
of the
5
day,
more minutes?
well, what
You
you say,
need-
Jay?
You need 5 more minutes?
Yeah, just 5 minutes, and I want to talk. So you know, I want to hear your reply as well, especially you, Jay, because I think you're a Christian as well, and you're talking all the time down on Islam and about Quran. There are many Qurans, but let me tell you something. There is one Quran. If you choose one word in the Quran, if you say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, if you say Bismillah ar-Rahman Kim, we know that Kim is not right, and so we know all the Quran from Fatiha to last Surah Nas. So we cannot change that, the Quran. In every like country we recite the same Quran. So you cannot mess with the Quran. Thus, you can say Hatun have 37 Qurans and stuff, but there's not. If he have said 37 Qurans, we can tell you which one is the real one, and all the other ones are not real. So you see.
One second, HD. 1 second, because I want to make sure everybody understands what you just said. So, guys, HD was pretty clear that there is one Quran; it cannot be changed, and you know the Quran has a set way of saying its words, and if there's any word that's different, it's wrong, right? Exactly. It's wrong. That would not be the real Quran. It would be wrong. So this is what we're here talking about. John, did you want to say something to that?
Yeah, man, I do. Actually, you know what? I got a friend here that actually wants to say something. Can we put him on the screen real quick?
Yeah, we can put him on the screen.
He wants to say something, man. He wants to talk. He wants to say something.
Well, let's let him hear, man. Let's hear him.
All right. So to be clear, he just said that the Quran is the same all over the world. There's no differences. Let's listen to what the Sheikh says. Check it out.
If you were to compare two printed Qurans, you're going to see differences between them.
Oh, he said what? You are going to see differences between them?
Wait, I didn't hear that. Play that back.
Let me play that back.
Yeah.
If you printed Qurans, you're going to see differences between them.
Wait, hold on. I got something. A little. It cuts a little deeper. Check this out. Listen to this. Haytham Siddiqui again. Another Muslim scholar. Check this out.
Children. Many people, maybe most, I don't know, many Muslims grow up not knowing anything outside of the Hafs tradition. And they don't get exposed to the idea that there are other reading traditions and that there are Quranic variants and that all sort of this whole system framework that I discussed. And it might be surprising to some people, but and unfortunately, actually, so I have heard some preachers that do say that there's only, one reading or one Quran or something like that. And if I were to be very generous, I would say that falls under the umbrella of like lies to children, if that makes sense. So lies to children.
He's
lies to children.
Those are Muslim scholars.
Wow.
Listen, bro, Jay.
He said what you just presented. What you just presented.
The sheikh, what he said, I don't know his full speech. What he say about those Quran? What does he mean? But I can guarantee you, and all Muslims know that there is one Quran and you cannot change it. Even if you try to change that, Jay, it's impossible because
listen to what your Muslim just said.
They learn Quran, brother. They learn that from childhood. They always learn Quran in school. Yes.
HC, we're not disputing that that's what you learned from Quran school. But what we're saying is, like what this Muslim scholar Haytham Siddiqui just said, that what you're learning are lies to children. The thing that you really believe that there's only one Quran and there's no variants, this is a lie to children. Now, we'll get into examples. Let's get into examples of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're going to show you printed versions of the Quran where they differ from each other. Okay.
This is new. This is impossible. Like I said before, you cannot do that, brother. You cannot do that. If you try to change the Quran, we all Muslims can agree. If maybe the Sheikh said that he's gonna be wrong and gonna have to face that, we're gonna face him and say, Sheikh, what you're saying, there are many Qurans. There is one Quran, brother. There is one Quran, and maybe in different they're translated in different languages. All right, but there is one Quran. You cannot change a word. It's not like the Bible. Bible, you got the Old Testament, the King James version, all these versions, But and even the Bible is written in English, and therefore it was in Hebrew and Greek. But the real language of Jesus was Aramaic, so there is no Bible in Aramaic. And the guys who wrote the Bible lived 60 years after Jesus, right? John, Luke, and those guys. Yes, Jay. Let's go.
Let's focus.
Yeah, but I applaud this argument. I tell you, brother, I'm a Muslim. I can tell you straight up, there is one Quran. They cannot change a word in it. If you change a word, we all know.
I'm going to show you different Qurans now. Are you okay? Okay.
You can try that, brother, but I'm telling you.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I'm telling you, brother.
Okay, you can keep telling me that, but let's give you examples now. Okay.
Yes.
So I want to go to chat. I want to open up to you right now. Can you read Arabic?
No, brother. I speak Arabic, but I don't read Arabic, brother. I'm just a regular Muslim guy. I believe in one God. He's all powerful, almighty. He created the heavens and the earth, He made the day and the night. So that's who God is. He's something very
Okay.
powerful. You know, give me 1 minute. So you know, see, that's how we believe. Even people who don't believe in God, if they say sometimes,
HD,
yes,
HD. Look,
yeah, legit.
it was a simple question. If you speak Arabic, it's okay.
Yeah.
So he's
Yeah,
just
I told him I speak, but I don't read, brother. I'm from Belgium, by the way. I was born
okay.
here, so
All
yeah,
right, no
we
worries.
don't.
No worries, no worries.
Okay.
Go ahead, bro.
All right. So I'm
You
gonna show you a
told me.
difference. I'm gonna show you a difference now. I'm gonna go to chapter Quran. You can open up your Quran, chapter 12. Okay. Go to
Yes.
chapter 12 of the Quran, Surah Yusuf, and verse 90. And I'm gonna show it on the screen here. Okay, I'm gonna show it on the screen here. All right. So chapter 12, verse 90. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let me know when you have it. Let me know when you had it open, and we'll read it
I
together.
don't read Quran, brother, but you can make your point. I'm listening to you.
You don't have Quran?
But give me something. You know what? Give me. You said there are different Qurans, so give me one surah and that's got two meanings. You know, you say they're different. So bring that up. Bring this then the surah up that it's different from another
Okay.
surah.
Okay.
It's
Hold on, hold
impossible.
on.
Bro. It's like music. We recognize it very fast.
Okay. So in this verse here, let's pull up an English translation too. Maybe Godlogic, you can pull up the English one. So 12 verse 90.
Yeah.
In this version here, this is the version that you probably have in your translation. And in whatever language you read it in Dutch or you read it in French, whatever translation you read it in. Chapter 12, verse 90. This word, there's a word here, a'innaka. So the brothers of Joseph are, you know the story of Joseph, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, when his brothers came to find out his position, his new position in Egypt, and who he is, they came to him, and it says that they came to him. And in this reading of the Quran, it says a'innaka. It says, "Are you Joseph? Are you sure? Are you really Joseph? Is that really you?
Yeah,
Are you really Joseph?" And then we go down, and we read other versions of the Quran, like you can see here. If you go to the version of Ibn Kathir, the reading of Ibn Kathir, Al-Bazi, it says innaka. So it goes from saying, "Are you really Joseph? Is that really you?" to now it's saying, "You are really Joseph. For sure, that's really Joseph." So one of them is expressing doubt.
Right.
It's
Right.
suspicion. It's saying,
Yep.
"Is that really him? Is that really
Yeah.
you?" But the
So
other
let
one
me
is
explain
saying,
you. Let me
hold on.
explain you, brother Jay. So you mentioned that there are two meanings in that verse about the story of Jacob. Let me tell you
Joseph.
something. There are many guys who know the Quran ulama, and soon as if you read that verse and then there is another verse, they're gonna tell you exactly which is the real verse and which one is the corrupted verse. Very
Oh,
easy because they
you
know
think this
that,
is
brother.
corrupt?
You see,
Hold on.
it's not like in Saudi Arabia, they're going to read it in this verse, and then in Pakistan, they're going to read it in that verse. No,
Yes,
they know that if there is a false in Pakistan, they will recognize it, and in Saudi Arabia, they will recognize it.
Nice.
So there can never be two verses, brother. There's one mistake and one real in the end of the day.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jay, I'm telling you, if it was possible,
I like how honest you're being, HD. So, but let's
yeah,
break down
brother.
what you said. Let me
Because I care about you guys. I care about real. I'm just a human being. You see, brother, I'm not.
Of course. Just give me 1 second because I want to make sure we unpack what you just said. Okay, so Jai, you want to unpack what he just said because it was really important what he just said.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. So basically, what you said was, no matter where you go to Pakistan, you go there, that they're going to be reciting the same exact Quran, and he said they'll be able to tell you. The scholars are going to be able to tell you which one is real and which one is fake.
Mm-hmm.
So you think that one of these versions that I'm reading, whether innaka or innaka, you think that one of those is the real one and one of those is fake. That's what you think.
Exactly.
But your scholars don't say that though. Your scholars say that these are all revealed from Allah.
No, brother. We have a chain. We have the Quran that is more than 1,000 years of old. We have those Quran, and they are still exactly the same like we're reading today. You see, brother. So they try to.
They're not the same.
Even if we throw the Quran away, brother, we can bring it back because they know that from memory, word for word, letter for letter, harf for harf, like they say. You see, brother.
No.
They will always bring the exact in the exact shape and form, everything they will bring it back, because you cannot change it, brother. We know that from our heart. You can claim there are 40 Qurans and stuff, but that ain't gonna work. We will always tell you which one the Quran is exactly the real one. It's not like the Bible. In the Bible, you can change every year, but Quran, brother, no single letter.
HD, hold on.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
You're not aware of what the scholars say. I played to you the scholars. I gave you their own voices, so you don't have to trust my word. Your scholars listen, HD, hold on, let me talk. You're the one saying that the scholars say something different. I'm giving you evidence of what the scholars say. I played their voices. The scholars said that what you just said is just what they say to children. These are lies to children. These are not true. It's not true that there's only one version.
Those are facts, bro. Those are facts. I'm studying religion, brother. Those are facts.
Relax.
Yeah,
the scholars said that. I didn't say that. The scholars said that. So these scholars, the ulama that you're talking about, are saying these points that I'm making and Godlogic is making.
Maybe, but he's gonna have to take responsibility if that is really what he say and he mean. Then we go have. I don't think he's gonna do it. If he's real Muslim, real scholar, he knows that the Quran, you cannot change the letter.
Let me show you again. Let me show you again.
I heard him.
Yeah, well, let's play it for the people in the back. Maybe they didn't hear him. Let's play it one time for the people in the back. Hold on, let me pull it up.
Yeah, but it's very short. It's out of context. We don't know the whole.
It's not out of context, brother. It's the whole discussion, and that's their whole thing on it, man. Listen to them. Listen
again. Listen carefully. Listen carefully.
Children, many people, maybe most, I don't know, many Muslims grow up not knowing anything outside of the Hafs tradition. And they don't get exposed to the idea that there are other reading traditions and that there are Quranic variants and that all sort of this whole system framework that I discussed. And it might be surprising to some people, but, and unfortunately, actually, so I have heard some preachers that do say that there's only, one reading or one Quran or something like that. And, if I were to be very generous, I would say that falls under the umbrella of like lies to children, if that makes sense. So lies to children.
Bro, that's him saying that. We didn't say that.
Yeah, but he said it's lies to children.
Yeah.
We don't know the full conversation where it went, bro.
HD, you heard him say. HD, you heard him say the idea that there's only one version of the Quran. He's talking about that idea. That's what you believe.
Yeah, he said it. He says something
that's
like
what
this.
You believe, right?
But the guy is wrong. We almost can prove that, bro. You see, we want to debate the guy. There is impossible. Like I said, we have many old Qurans. You can look it up. You can search it. It's the same like 1,000 years ago. We have still the same practicing the same Quran, brother. This is just like Surah Al-Fatiha, you cannot change it, bro.
Listen.
Surah Baqarah, you cannot change it. People, they know it. Even
dude,
yes.
What's wrong?
AC, hold on, bro. Hold on.
Okay, it's just you have. Look, I know that you're excited. You want to go on and on, but you try to. Let's have a conversation.
I'm telling you facts. I'm telling you facts. You cannot keep going with what you're telling. I'm telling you real facts. You made your.
AG, so your mic is like it's really like blasting, so you gotta like let Jai get in and talk to you as well, okay?
Okay, guys.
So HD, look, man, you look like a nice guy. I mean, we're trying to you said some nice words to Godlogic when you came in, and we appreciate that. But you have to be honest. You have to be honest. Listen to what the scholar said. Listen to what the scholar said. You said go to the ulama. The scholars, that's who we went to, and that's what they say. So the scholars are the ones who are saying this. Again, that's not a Christian. But
the guy is not a scholar. He's just I don't know.
He is a scholar.
I don't know who it is. I never see that guy before.
Okay, who's a scholar that you know? Who's the scholar that you know?
Mufti Menk, for example.
Dude, Mufti Menk, bro. All right. So if I can show you Mufti Menk talking about this topic, will you say it's true?
If Mufti Menk says there are more than one Quran and with different words, different meanings, they're not the same, it will be a shock for every Muslim in this world, even for me, for all the Islam. It will be a shock for Sheikh Uthman. Godlogic, no Sheikh Uthman, So it will be shock for him as well. It will be shock for me. It will be shock for all of us Muslims. So Yeah, if there are more than like I said, we know we have it's narrated from so many years the same Quran like we're all practicing today. So if they try to bring up one letter, they change that. We know that because we sing it, and if we sing it, we can hear that something is not right. So you see, bro. So we can. It's too hard to fake the Quran, brother. You can
All right.
make the claims and in this and that, but the reality is this.
Let's go to the basic. Let's go to the basics then. So,
But Jay, can I ask you
hold
one
on.
question, please?
HG, wait.
Uh,
Let's go to the basics. You mentioned Al-Fatiha. Are you Moroccan by any chance?
yes, that's
Okay,
right.
so good. So can you? Okay, you said you don't read Arabic, but I'll pull it
I
up on
don't
the
read
screen.
Arabic.
I'll
Sorry,
show
bro.
it on the screen. I'll pull it up on the screen, and then we can discuss it together. So we're gonna go over the Quran chapter 1 verse 4, and I'm gonna show you how they say it in Morocco, and then how they say it in other parts of the Muslim world. Okay?
We say the same, bro.
No, you don't say it the same. You don't say it the
Exactly
same.
the same, bro.
No, you don't say it the same.
You do. Do you want me to recite Surah Al-Fatiha? We all
Yeah.
recite the same. Huh?
Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me present the screen. So hold on. All right. So do you know the difference between Malik and Malik?
Yeah, Malik can mean the god, king. Excuse me,
Okay.
king.
Okay. So no. So how you recite the Quran in Morocco, maybe you don't have this tradition because you said you didn't grow up there, but in Morocco, how they recite this verse, they say Malik Yawmiddin.
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Now the other Muslims say Malik Yawmiddin.
It's right. Like I would say Malik Yawmiddin.
Okay.
Just like I will say.
Okay.
It's too low of a bounty, bro. It's too low.
No. This is an important point. This is an important
Yeah.
point because
Can you
these are
repeat
two
that?
different words. These are two
Yeah.
different words.
Can you repeat that?
Yeah. Malik Yawmiddin
Yes.
and Malik Yawmiddin.
This is exactly the same.
No, it's not the same.
Repeat
Listen.
yourself.
Maliki
Yes.
and Malik.
We say Maliki.
No.
We say Maliki Yawmiddin. Bismillah. Maliki Yawmiddin.
This is
Maliki. Yeah, we say Maliki. Yeah. Yes.
okay. This is part of the problem because if you knew like your own tradition as a Moroccan and
Yeah, but it's a little bit of accent,
you read the
brother.
Warsh, in Morocco, you guys read the Warsh version of the Quran, and you don't say the same exact words as someone else would say, let's say in Egypt or in Syria. You guys have different Qurans. Look at the screen. These are all different Qurans on this bookshelf. All different Qurans in
But
Arabic.
it's not possible. This is on this is who the guy who claimed that is not right because he claimed something that there is not a strong point or argument or something.
I'm not sure what else we can show you. We show you the
Those are
Quran.
books of hadith,
show you
bro.
the
You know.
Quran.
Hey, Jai, let me ask him a question really quick. So HD. So going back to 1290, right?
Yes.
The first one that Jai showed you, where it says, where they're asking, is it indeed? Are you indeed Joseph? Versus the other reading that says, you are indeed Joseph. Right. So
Right.
those are two differences,
Yeah.
right?
For example,
my question is,
like I said, exactly. Yeah. Yes.
My question. Which one is correct?
Like I said, there is exactly if you claim that there are two meanings in two different Quran, I can guarantee you there is one fake Quran and one real Quran. If that is the case, what you bring up in your post,
HD, that's what I'm asking. Which one is the real one?
bro, I don't know the Quran from my head. I don't know the Quran, but I can tell you that there is one Quran gonna be real and the other one gonna be gonna be fake Quran.
Here's my question with this, HD, because I understand what you're saying. There's gonna be a real one. There's gonna be a fake one. There's only one real one. I got you.
You cannot change the letter. If you change the letter in the recitation, we know that.
Then it's changed. I got you. So here's my question to you, HD. How do you know then? How do you know that you're reading the real Quran and not the fake one?
Like I said, we learn that from childs of in school. Those
Yeah,
kids,
but
they learn that, and
yeah,
they will definitely
HD,
tell you which one is right, which one is wrong, bro. You see,
but HD,
you cannot fool them. Maybe you can fool them. Like
HD,
that's all. Yes, yes, yeah.
listen. The kids that grow up in Morocco or other places are learning the Quran differently than you. That's the point. They're growing up thinking that their Quran is the real one when you grow up in Quran school thinking that your Quran is the real one. So
No, no, no.
how do you determine which one is the right one?
Bro, I will tell you which one is the right one. Okay, I will
Okay.
tell you which one is the right one. If I go, example, I go to speaker's corner, right, and I'm gonna start there reciting Surah Al-Fatiha. I'm gonna start recite it there on the park. We're gonna all recite it the same. If the other guys they know much more surahs, they're gonna all recite it the same. If one guy misquote one word, he will be corrected on it. You know, they will tell him he made a mistake, and he will make the harf, because sometimes it happen that some kid have to correct the iman or something for one letter, and they say, okay, you got it right, because they know it from their heart, all the Quran, bro. So
Okay.
there is no different Qurans of I'm gonna say this surah, he gonna say something else from the same surah. You know,
Okay.
it's impossible.
All right. Well, hey,
but,
HD,
but, yeah,
thank,
yeah, yeah.
thank you for sharing, bro. We're gonna get some more Muslim opinions up here to see what they think. I appreciate you
Before
coming
he
up, man.
leaves,
You were respectful. I appreciate. Oh, Paul, you wanted to say something?
yeah, before he leaves, if you don't mind, HD, do you mind opening Surah Al-Zaghraf, verse 19, please?
Oh, you think okay? Maybe
Well,
maybe Paul has the magic touch, Josh.
Okay.
maybe, I don't know. Actually, no, it's Salam al-Masih to all of you
Salam
brothers,
alaikum.
but I do think that he's
I can hear you guys.
ill-informed.
I can hear you. A lot of strange noises.
Okay, can you hear me? Surah Al-Zaghraf,
A
ayah.
little bit, guys. Can hear you level. A lot of strange noises, guys.
I'm sorry.
What
Am I
number
audible,
chapter?
guys?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine. HD, can you not hear us?
Yeah, but Godlogic,
I don't think
just
he
to
can
be honest, and Jay, to be honest, I would like to have another time a debate with you guys, and I would like to debate on Christianity itself, the fundamentals of it, how
I
Jesus
Yeah,
is
but
God
before you
and stuff,
go,
and the
can we
Trinity.
just get this through, please?
Yeah,
Surah
what
Al-Zaghraf
chapter number is that,
15.
Paul? Say that
Okay,
Is
again.
that
guys.
43? I
Okay.
think it's
I,
43.
I will leave you guys. I will have great days, guys. And
He
yeah, it
can't.
was nice to talk with you. To be honest, and like I said, I wish to have another time a debate with you guys to debate on Jesus, who
Okay.
he really was. So we need
I
to
don't
know,
know if
because
he's
there's the
running or.
main difference in our Abrahamic
Thanks, HD.
religion. Guys.
Take care, brother. All right. Yeah, Paul, I don't think he was able to hear us on the last part, but did you still want to bring it up?
I do, yeah. Hopefully he's watching.
All right, so 43,
19.
43, 19. All right.
I like this one because this is not just one letter.
Yeah, I mean, I know where you're going with it. I have examples, but the problem is the guy didn't know how to read Arabic. So when I read him something earlier, he just said, "Oh, one of them might be correct, the other one's wrong."
Mm-hmm.
So he acknowledges that these are different, saying two different things, but he's not able to determine which one is the right one. Yeah. It's really sad, man, because it's like when they're at that. Like when they're at a certain level, like Yasser Qadi said, like remember he said the beginning level, that's what we were just dealing with. So there's only so much we can do to present. I mean, we showed him scholars saying what we're saying. We showed him the Qurans. We read them to him, and he's not accepting any of these things. So there's only so much you can do. You present the information, and you just leave it with them and God. Honestly, that's what you do. And that's why Godlogic said, "All right, let's move on," because he was disconnecting anyway, bad connection, so it kind of worked out. But that's how you have to deal with when they're at that level.
Yeah,
gotcha.
100%.
I mean, I agree with you. It's almost like witnessing a child telling him there's no Santa Claus. So
yeah. Exactly. But I have it up, Paul, if you wanted to touch on it. If not, we can pull up another Muslim and see what they have to say, and maybe we can present some stuff to them.
Well, let's just make sure that you bring another Muslim and let him affirm, is there one Quran and how is it one Quran?
Gotcha. All right, so Tox is next. Come on up, Tox. How are you?
Hello there. How you doing?
Pretty good. Thanks for coming.
All right. So I saw the name of the live stream. It says, it's like it asks us, the opinion. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not really here to refute because I want to give opinion on the whole thing. Yeah. And also, I want to check the example Paul wanted to give earlier.
Okay. So just to confirm, you are a Muslim, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and so what exactly is your view on Quran preservation? Do you believe it's been preserved in the sense that every word, every letter has been the same wherever you go, no matter what? There's only one Quran, or do you accept that there are textual variants, but the message maybe is just preserved and the meaning is preserved? What's your take?
Okay, so I believe that the Quran is preserved in the language of Arabic, the original one, the one that is sent down to the Prophet Muhammad, and I believe the guidance it gives. I believe the words it gives. I'm not sure about the harakat, if you know what that is. I don't know if that's the same because back then the language didn't have harakat. So I don't know about that one. Okay, I haven't really got that deep into the whole preservation stuff. But to answer your question, yeah, I do believe it's preserved.
So my question specifically was, how do you think it's preserved? Do you believe in this it's preserved word for word, letter for letter, no changes at all in wording? Or
yeah, I just told you.
Okay, gotcha. All right, all right. So, okay, good. So we know where you're coming from, Jai and Paul.
Can I ask you before we go forward? Sorry, brother, but just quickly. So, do you believe in all the canonical readings, or do you hold to certain one and say this is the one Quran before we go anywhere?
I'm sorry. Can you define canonical? I don't. My English is not my first language.
Canonical. That means canonized or authorized readings. So, is Warsh an-Nafi', for example, is that an authoritative or accredited Quran, or is that a Quran, or do you think only al-Hafs, for example, the Quran? We want to know how do you view other readings besides al-Hafs, or do you maybe hold on to al-Warsh? So which one do you hold on to, and which one do you think is correct, or do you think all of them are correct?
Well, I don't know, this is like a very hard question because it's not like I took both versions and just read letter by letter the whole 600-page book. It's really hard to do, So, I believe that those two books, not just any Quran, any book of Quran that is sent down on this planet, I believe the words of the message, okay, other than the pages and the papers and the whatever the physical thing of the Quran, I think the words itself is uncreated. Okay, and I don't think there's like that difference. I don't know if there's like, I mean, I've seen the examples you've given. They're like overly specific. So before I give you the answer, I just want to know what you're about to, the example you're about to go with.
That's the problem. I don't want to do that unless I know where you're coming from and how you view a certain reading. So again, do you view al-Warsh, for example, the Northern Africa, or let's say Morocco mostly, uses that reading as a highly authoritative Quran, and they discredit, for example, Hafs. So not entirely, but either way, we need to know in which position are you in, or do you accredit both of them and say both of them are Quran, both of them are inspired, or both of them are the Kalam Allah, or the word of Allah? We need to know this affirmation before we go anywhere.
I'm just trying to be, I'm trying to be as honest as possible. I don't believe lying is a good thing, so I'm just trying to be as honest. I haven't, when it comes to different versions, you said that other than Hafs, do you think the other version is like, does it contradict it? The thing is, I would like to say that I don't believe that. Okay. but I'm not going to say I 100%
But I'm not saying
make
it's
an actual Quran.
contradictory. Please,
You know,
please
I mean, it
understand.
would be.
I'm not saying it's contradictory. I'm saying, is it accredited? Is it canonical? Is it canonized? Is it authoritative? Like I'm
think
using these words.
I
I'm not
think yeah.
using contradiction.
Okay, I think yeah. I think it's yeah. It can be used. Yeah, it's authority. Yeah, the way you say it. Yeah.
Okay. So back to you, Jai. Just so I can understand what's going on.
Okay. So before we get
I hope I wasn't
too,
confusing.
yeah, before we get too specific, too much into the details, Godlogic asked you the question of like how you believe that the Quran is preserved. Do you believe that it's preserved word for word exactly as Muhammad said it, or do you believe that it's just kind of like the message, like kind of like a general message, like Muhammad might have said this, something like this, but it's not exactly how he said it?
I'd say word for word. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so now with that, how do you deal when you have different companions of Muhammad who are arguing over what the correct verse is? Like one person says, "I heard Muhammad say it like this," and the other one says, "I heard him say it like that," and they are they're at odds now. Like they don't know, how do we get past this? How do you
I
deal
think
with those?
I think the hadith. This is the hadith exactly the same one you brought earlier, right? The one you brought to the. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no.
It's like a hadith, isn't it?
Yeah, it's related to that, but that's not the one that I was thinking of. So, one that I'm thinking of is in chapter 92. Maybe you have your Quran on you. Chapter 92.
I would like to open a Quran, but I'm not on the state of purity, so I can't open a Quran. Sorry.
Okay.
I think I can use a website though.
If you
Okay,
come to Christ, you can open that Quran. You'll be in a state of purity all the time.
Amen.
I mean, I think it's like trying to be respectful. If anything, it's just
Yeah.
it's the words of God. You have to be pure.
Come to Christ, you'll be washed clean. You can open whatever Quran you want at any time, bro.
Well,
Anyway,
I don't know.
Go ahead.
All right. So, amen. You could be cleansed in Christ, clean in Christ. You can touch it anytime. So chapter 92, verse 3.
All right.
Chapter 92, verse 3. And this is going to hit at the point that Godlogic was asking about, which is how exactly was this Quran preserved? Because this is an instance I'm going to show you where you have companions of Muhammad and the students of the companions arguing about.
Wait. So what does this verse say? Does it exactly say what you just said?
No, I didn't cite the verse yet, but I'm just letting you know what's going on behind the scenes with this verse. You have some people saying that it's read the way you probably have in the Quran right now. Other people say no, it's actually read the other way, and the other way is misleading.
I think the way this has been handled is, the thing is with the book of the Quran is that one of the best ideas to have a book preserved is to have it be, memorizable. Okay, you're able to memorize it. The idea of memorizing a book, okay, in its entirety, which is honestly impossible for a man to do, write a book to be entirely memorizable, is what makes a book preserved. Not the number one way, but it is a huge, major, useful way to do that. So what happened basically is that when they memorized the whole verses, the whole chapters, okay, and I'm answering the way they preserved it. The hadith, I don't know, I think Godlogic mentioned it. It was about the Quran being burnt. The idea of it being burned wasn't because of trying to corrupt the book. It was actually trying to make sure that any corrupted verse would be burnt. Okay, make sure only the correct ones are the ones left. And the idea that no one can produce a verse like the Quran. You can't just memorize the verse that you just wrote down. It's just, you can't. You have to memorize a whole chapter or something like that. So the way they burn it, make sure the whole thing is gone, and that's how I believe. To answer your question.
Let's go to the verse. So do you have it pulled up now? Do you have it pulled up yet?
You said chapter
92, verse 3.
Okay, hold on.
Yep. Okay, so as he's pulling it up, I have a hadith on the screen that's talking about, this is an account of the story that I was just referencing. So there's commentaries on this that get deeper into it, and they give you different versions and renditions of this to where it makes the language even more powerful. So we have an example here of companions of Muhammad and students of companions who are reciting the Quran differently than how it's recited today.
What number is that,
And
Jai?
chapter 92, verse 3.
No. I mean, what hadith?
Oh,
number?
my bad. Let me give you the link for it. It's 2939.
Got it.
Al-Tirmidhi.
Yeah, you don't got to send it. I got it. I'm gonna pull it
Alright.
up.
So okay, you pull it up. Yeah, pull it up. You'll see it. And yeah, so you'll see that you have companions and students of companions reciting this verse differently than how Muslims recite it today. And they're saying, I heard how Muslims recite it today, and I will not follow them. They say, Wallahi, they say, by God, I won't follow them. That's literally what they say. And then you get deeper into it. We'll go to the commentaries where they actually say that they tried to misguide me into reciting it that way. But that's how Muslims recite it today.
Wow.
So these are
Wait,
companions.
I don't get the point that you're trying to make. What?
No,
You just
can you
instantly
read the verse?
jump that we Muslims do that. What?
No. Just read. I was just waiting for you to read the verse. I was just.
I brought it up like years ago.
Okay, go ahead. Can you read it for us?
Oh, it's a good thing I speak Arabic. وَمَا خَلَقَ الذَّكَرَ وَالْأُنْثَى. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. Okay. So now, and by the way, that's good. So I'll pull up the Arabic portion of this hadith as well. Okay. So now, so can you want to give us a translation of that, or you want me to translate it?
And by the one who created male and female.
Okay. All right. So now, here's the hadith. It says, narrated by Alqama, we arrived in Asham and we went to Abu Darda. So he said, is there any among you who can recite for me according to the recitation of Abdullah? The Qira'at Abdullah. He said, they pointed to me. So I said, yes, I can. He said, how did you hear Abdullah recite this ayah? What you just read. By the night and as it envelops. That's how they translate it here. And he said, I heard him recite it. Okay. He recites it not with, read it one more time how you have it.
The verse? وَمَا
Yeah.
خَلَقَ الذَّكَرَ وَالْأُنْثَى.
Yeah, ma khalaqa. He doesn't have that ma khalaqa in there. He says the ending part exactly how you said it, but then he says Abu Darda said, me too, by Allah, this is how I heard the messenger of Allah reciting it, but these people want me to recite it with what? Can you read that? Wa ma khalaqa. The way you recite it today, but I will not follow them.
Okay.
So you have Abu Darda, a companion of Muhammad, who's asking a student of Abdullah ibn Masud, one of his best students, Alqama, and he's saying to him, can you recite this verse? They're both reading it the same way without the beginning part, by him who created, and they're only reading the latter part, and they're saying that I heard them saying it the other way, but I'm not going to follow them. So how do you deal with that?
All right, so let me understand the point that you just tried to make. So you're saying the verse that I have here says it talks about the male and female, and here it's talking about the night, so it has to be different. It can't be the same, right?
No, it's the same. It's the same. The night is that's. I think that's like the verse before the verse after.
No, you gave me the third one.
Yeah. So read like the second verse and the third verse. These are all the same thing.
Okay, so وَالنَّهَارِ إِذَا تَجَلَّى. All right, yeah, it says the day when it shines.
Yeah. Then the next verse.
Okay. And وَالذَّكَرَ وَالْأُنْثَى وَمَا خَلَقَ الذَّكَرَ وَالْأُنْثَى.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
I don't get you.
So what you just read is not how some of the companions of Muhammad read it. They don't have the وَمَا خَلَقَ before it.
Hold on. They don't have وَمَا خَلَقَ in the third verse, right? Just making sure.
Correct. Yeah, correct. In the third verse.
So, and you're saying this hadith, basically in a way confirms that it does actually change.
Exactly.
Right?
Because and they're saying that the way you recited it right now, that Abu Darda said that I will not follow them. they want me to recite it like you do, but I will not follow them.
I'm sorry, can you remind me who are they? Just remind me.
I mean, people. He doesn't give names, but he said these people want me to recite it, وَمَا خَلَقَ, but I won't follow them.
So you're giving me the verse about the first one, the Layl, كَوَلَيْلَ مَا يَخْشَى. You speak Arabic, right?
Mhm.
And Layla مَا يَخْشَى. And now I don't know why you're questioning me about the third verse, which has nothing. There's no third verse in this hadith. It doesn't mention the third verse.
Oh Lord,
dude, you just read it.
Yeah, okay. وَلَيْلِ إِذَا يَغْشَى, that's the first one. Why are you talking about the third one?
Yeah, no. Chapter 93, verse 2. It's 93. The 3 comes from 93. It's verse 2.
Oh, I'm at 92. Wait, did you say 92 or 93?
Okay. 90. It's 93, verse 2.
Wait, what surah is this? Is this Layl? Is this a Layl?
Yes.
Yeah, that's 92, not 93. Chapter 92.
Okay. 92 verse 3 then.
Okay, so let's just make this clear, okay? Let's just try to be clear in this explanation. So you said وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا مَا يَغْشَى. They read it wrong. And now I just really want to understand, why did you bring up the third verse? What is the third verse here, have to do?
Because you said verse, وَمَا خَلَقَ, that's how the Quran reads today.
Yeah.
And
so you're saying the word ma khalaqa wasn't there at that time.
It wasn't in he says that that the way they learned from Ibn Masud and the way that Abu Darda learned from Muhammad wasn't with wa ma khalaqa.
Okay.
So
I know
this is why we asked the question about preservation, because you have some companions who are saying it with this phrase in it, and some
okay, I get it. Okay, my bad. So it does mention. Okay, so you're saying they who forced them, which you said you don't give names because
he doesn't give the names in the hadith. He doesn't say. He just
Okay, so they tried to get him to say it in a different way where it does not say ma khalaqa, right?
No. Yeah,
where it
exactly. It does.
Oh,
say
yeah.
He's trying to say that they're trying to get me to say it, but I'm not going to say it.
All right. So they are right and we are wrong, basically.
Well, no, they are wrong. Yeah, we're asking. Well, this is what we're asking. We're asking, how do we know? Because you have some companions saying it like this, and some companions adding that phrase in it, and they're both claiming to get it from Muhammad.
No, but you're bringing me anonymous people. I asked you who are they, and you didn't give me names.
No. They, as in, he just says ha'ulai, like that's what he says in the hadith. So he's saying them, like these people. But
who are those people? How am I gonna defend something when I don't know who those people?
Well, that's the Quran you're reading.
Right.
That's the Quran you're reading. That's the Quran you're reading. The one that has وَمَا خَلَقَ, that's the Quran. That's what he's talking about. Those people who read it like that.
So it will render that the one that authorized this Quran are they, if that makes sense. So
now, go ahead, Paul.
According to understand, it would be Uthman.
Yeah, you could say Zayd, you could say Uthman. I mean, you could say there's different people who probably read it like that. But that's the question that Godlogic and I want to know, and Paul and Life and everyone else, we want to know. When it comes to preservation, we have some companions adding phrases, some saying Muhammad didn't say it like that, and I'm not going to follow these people. And so how do we know how Muhammad actually said it? Because Muslims usually tell us we have a chain, and the chain goes from this person to a companion to Muhammad. But here we have two companions, like saying different things.
Okay, so you think the guy that did not want to listen to those people, he didn't include the word وَمَا خَلَقَ, right? Okay, so he contradicted them, basically, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, well, he's saying, I'm not going to follow these guys. Actually, I'm glad that you speak Arabic, because I want to pull up the if you go
hold on, let's just continue with this one. So, so the guy
is just the same story, but just adds a little more detail.
Making sure that we don't go off subject, okay.
Yeah. Just want to present it here. And actually, it's better if we have you read it, actually. So that way there's no misunderstandings.
All right.
So,
why is it so cropped?
I'm just trying to make it just exactly to where I want you to read, so that way you don't need to. Yeah, basically, if you just want to start here, you start reading and read and translate as you know. As you
So
know.
this is the one. So this is the one where it starts. حدثنا ابن المثني قال ثنا هشام بن عبد الملك قال ثنا شعبة قال أخبرني سنة إبراهيم. Where does it actually? So it's just listing names. من أنت؟ فقلت من أهل الكوفة. فقال كيف كان عبد الله يقرأ هذه الآية والليل إذا يغشى والنهار إذا تجلى. فقلت والذكر والأنثى. قال فما زال هؤلاء حتى كادوا يستظلونني وقد سمعتها من رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you see, they're trying to get them to read it in different ways, and the reason why I want you to read this is because, you know, he's saying here specifically that they're trying to misguide him, take him outside of the fold of Islam, basically.
Okay, so
Mislead.
no, okay, let's try not to put assumption. How did we know that the guy himself even was correct about the whole thing? Like, what if he actually did miss the word وما, you know, وما خلق ذكر وأنثى?
Oh, look, he says that this is how he heard it from Muhammad. He heard it just like that from Rasulullah.
Yeah, that's a testimony. That's like a claim.
This is a companion, though. This is Abu Darda, and you have
Just one. Oh yeah, it's
okay,
just it's
here's
one
the
guy.
people. Here's the people. You have Ibn Masud, Abdullah ibn Masud's student Al-Qama. He's one guy, a student of a companion, and then you have Abu Darda, who is a companion. And
Okay, can I interrupt just to say, when people memorize the whole Quran, they don't instantly memorize the whole thing correctly, because we're talking about almost a whole village, if not more than that. So of course, some of them are gonna get it wrong. Okay, get some words wrong.
Two companions.
Yeah, but we're talking about the whole Quran. Okay, the whole Quran. They're
Okay,
getting
so two companions got it wrong, like independently, because he's like fact check. He's like wants to know, how does Abdullah read this? Who's Abdullah's best student? Who can read like Abdullah? And this guy like me, I can. And so he's like, okay, I know how I read this verse because I learned it from Muhammad. How did Abdullah read this verse? How did he learn it from Muhammad? He's like, okay, that's exactly how I learned it, and I'm not going to let these people mislead me. Right?
I don't think he said I'm not gonna let them mislead me. I think he said they tried to mislead me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They tried to mislead me. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's like basically directly claiming that I'm 100% correct about this. He's saying that he heard it that way. Okay, I don't know the rest of the story. I don't know what the guy did after the whole thing. To be honest, I don't read the whole Bukhari. It's like what 7,000. I don't know, it's like thousands and thousands of pages. So, gonna be honest, I don't know the context of this whole story to answer too much.
Okay. So let's just take it at face value as we have it right here, and let's say that yes, two companions read it this way, and they were stern, and they really believed that that's how Muhammad said it, and they didn't want to go the other way to how you guys are reading it today. What would you make of that? If that's true, what would you make of that?
Because there's an issue, there's an assumption you're putting. You're saying that the guy was 100% certain, 100% he doesn't want to back up or retract with his claim. Never, even in the end of the story of his death, he never wanted to retract this claim. I want to make sure that's true.
Okay, so like I said, if this is true, what do you make of this? Because we're not going to ask you to, commit to an answer right now, but we're just saying if.
I don't want to. I have to be careful. When you're in a debate, you have to be careful. Don't answer like questions that are just forceful questions. So, again, I don't know if it was true. If he never wanted to retract his claim, then I would say it's one person over the whole village. Okay, there's a chance that the guy was probably wrong.
Okay, so don't forget, this is Abdullah as well. It represents Abdullah ibn Masud as well. So he's one of the people that Muhammad said to learn the Quran from. And this is his best student from Kufa.
Yeah.
And he's reading
Okay, again, I don't want to make assumptions that this is actually what happens, but even if it was, again, probably just a mistake or again, I don't know. Like I said, I'm just going to be honest. I don't know.
Okay, that's fair to say that you don't know. But what we're telling you is that when you look into this and you find out that this is true, it's not gonna jive with the word for word preservation, because it doesn't make sense if you have different companions saying different things, basically saying Muhammad didn't say it like that, and they're saying no, he did say it like that. So they couldn't even agree on what the Quran was.
And again, I tell you that the context, the whole story, whether or not he kept his words, and whether or not he kept on, insisting that this was the words, and the word وَمَا خَلَقَ, which I don't even know why it would be removed. It makes sense for it to be there. Okay, it wouldn't make sense for it to just be وَمَا الذَّكَرَ وَالْأُنثَى.
Well, that's how they're reading it, though. Abdullah read it like that too. So whatever your assessment of their readings are, that's how they learned from Muhammad, and they're saying that the way you're reading it is not the way Muhammad read it. So how come you guys have a different version than them? But you're saying you don't know. Okay, you don't know. But we're just letting you know that's the issue. Okay? Tax?
Talks, you there?
You guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Okay. So the issue with these verses, the hadith that you guys bring, especially in hadith, I, in my opinion, I think this is overly specific. Okay, for you to ask random Muslims on the internet, what I think you guys should do: go ask. Let me just finish. Go ask and debate about this with actual, scholars and muftis. Okay, people that have researched the whole religion. You don't ask, people on the internet, random people like HD. The guy didn't even make an argument about the whole thing. Okay, I think.
Hey! Don't talk about HD like that.
I mean, I'm not lying. He did not really make an argument. He just said that's his opinion. He doesn't believe the Quran has changed. I respect the guy. Did he make an argument? Did I miss it?
He didn't. No. You're not lying, but
Okay.
We're just trying to be respectful. Right, Godlogic. But look, check this out. So we didn't or Godlogic, you want to respond to that, or is
nope?
Okay. Here's my take on this is, look, we didn't interview you before you came on. No one like asked you.
I'm not. No, see, this is just an opinion. I'm not saying you should do this.
Right. But what I'm saying is,